Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are looking at us at this time of the day. Today is September 1st, September to remember. We are all happy. Today is a Sunday, a hero day, and we are all here. Thank you all for coming. Our topic of today is a very interesting one. It's the code and data discovery and inspiration. So I don't know anything about data. I don't know anything about discovery, but I think I might say something about inspiration. So for the part of inspiration, I am so happy and I am great that we are at that level that all of us can finally see the end of our tunnel where we have been driving. And we are very thankful for our CEO for all the great job that he has done for us under the scene. I mean, he have gone through a lot. And but we have some special people here tonight that understand the code and the data, and they will be able to enlighten it for us so that all of us will be in the same place and get it better. Because those guys, the OTech Pro, they give it simple. They make it very simple for everyone to understand. So at this moment, I'm going to ask to one of our brother to give us something about the code or about the data, about everything that is going on, from Wednesday to Friday, from Thursday, because 360 this week were on Thursday, and Friday night, what our CEO have told us. And I'm going to just call of my brother Vincent Ete, and I know he knows this thing better than all of us sitting down here. Vincent, please, can you enlighten us on the code?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, my sister Marcian. Thanks, everyone, to come here. So today is a great Hero webinar, and today is 1st September. So happy New Month for everyone here and those who are watching us. So we know on Thursday when our CEO came, he told us about the source code and then also about the database. So source code, I'll leave the source code, my brother Collins will talk to us about source code, but today I will talk about the database, the process, what happened, and what Mr. Ash have done. Because when Mr. Ash was talking, he said about the database. I know the IT guys, they can explain more so that we can get it exactly what Mr. Ash mean, what he trying to tell us exactly. So when he's talking, he was talking about the database. So what happened, the data recovery? The data recovery is the process of recalling or recovering data from any storage media or anything like that. So following maybe like data loss. So we use that to recover the data when anything happen in the IT environment or IT world. So that's why they do it, the data recovery, to recall everything and then get it back. And then we have two systems that we mostly use in the data recovery environment. We have a backup and a recovery. So this also, they are two essential for safeguarding and restoring data when necessary. So when we're talking about backup, what is backup? Is backup when you are using all the information, every single company, they use all the data of the company, is the copy of the data. So they copy every single information of the company, that they call it backup. So when anything happen, we use it to restore the data. So this is called also sometimes recovery. So in that environment, business continuity, like Mr. Ash did for us, we call it business continuity. So Mr. Ash, someone who think about the future, what is coming soon. So building the business, they also put in place what they call a business continuity. So business continuity, what is it? Business continuity is the system to back up, because I have opportunity myself to ask him the question. If we have that in place, the backup, then Mr. Ash said to me, he answered me that yes, we have a backup and then we have a disaster recovery system. So this system is put in place. So business continuity is backup and disaster recovery. So we copy all the data of the company. When we have a problem like right now, the issue we have, we can use the disaster recovery to recover all the systems. So that's what Mr. Ash have done. And then that's why he said all the database recover 100%. So nothing is lost. We have everything. When you say all the database will recover 100%, inside the database, what we have like Okonet, Omer, every product we have in ecosystem. This is called all inside the database. And then inside the database, we have also our personal data, like your name, visa data is there, Collins Mana, Bob Takosi, everyone data is there. So including our password, email, everything, this inside the database. So even some people, they are worried about the wallet, nothing is lost. When you go to your wallet, what you to see in your wallet, everything will be there. So that's why he said the database is recovered 100%. So all our information, everything we use on passive in the ecosystem is recovered. Everything is there 100%. Nothing is lost. So this is the genuine of the business continuity that Mr. Ash has put in place. So we have to thank him for that great job he has done for on passive. Because of that, we haven't lost anything. Every single information we have on passive, everything's there. Before the 24th June, everything we host, everything is in place. So he was able with this, I was able to recover everything. So we should thank him again for this great job that he has done for us. So I'll leave my brother Collins to also illustrate about the source code because they all both working together. So that's I'll leave it there, Sister Marcial. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brother Vincent. And I'm glad you called on Brother Collins because I was going to ask him to follow up. You know, I know that from the long time that I've been following you guys, the OTech Pro, it always go similarly. So, Brother Collins, please, can you pick up from there and give us all, please? Thank you.
Thank you, Marcien. Just want to thank everyone here for attending the Heroes webinar today. Today is the 1st of September. 1st of September is always a good month in Ompasi. Yeah, so we are grateful and blessed to be alive and to be part of this great company. So my brother Vincent have talked about data because the two things our CEO said, and when he spoke about this, he was like, it's just like sweat. He said, now we've just got everything. He talks about getting the source code and talks about getting our data. So we have 100% recovery of the data and we have 100% recovery of the source code. So what is really source code? Vincent have already talked about data recovery. So what is source code? Source code is the fundamental programs of a computer. Every program that we have in a computer is source code. Whatever program, we're talking about web application, we're using web application, all of these, they are all programs. Say you talk about O-Connect, you talk about O-Mail, talk about O-Net, all what we have, even the OES, the Go-Founder, the O-Founder, all of those, they are all computer programs. And what is running behind, which we don't see, is called source code. It's something that the computer, the engineers, they build, they write it in a special language, and they have their own language using something like a scripting language to write everything. But we are using just the front end, what we can see. But what is running behind, you cannot see it. Without that particular component, there is no way a computer can have a program. Now, imagine that they've built all of this for 6 years and counting. Remember, they started with spreadsheet. Spreadsheet, Mr. I said, no, we cannot continue with spreadsheet. Let's build something called maybe Go-Founder, where founders can start to interact with the system. They build that. More than how many years ago? Was it 5 years ago? We moved to all of that. Every step of the way, they have been building it, writing programs, and it is costly. All of a sudden, what happened? Disappeared. So everything just vanished. We're moving from step to step, but all those programs, they are still there. Even if they disable it, we can't say like Go-Founder, we can't say O-Founder, they are still there. Imagine what we don't even know. The one that we know disappeared. Think about what we don't know disappeared. Do you think the CEO will be happy, or which company will ever be happy? Because it takes time and effort to build all of this, to write all of this program, and it costs a lot of money. Sometimes we are thinking about 6 years. It's 6 years of hard work and 6 years of continued paying of the engineers. and you're looking at source code. Without the source code, there is no database, because every call of the source code must have a call from the database. So all of this, like Vincent said, everything works hand in hand. If you have all 100% data recovery, what can you do with the data? If there is no code, there is no front end for people to interact with that data, it means nothing. If you have source code and there is no data, there is no way you can interact, because where are you getting the data? There is no machine, there is no information about you, but the program is there. So these two goes hand in hand. And to get that, if someone tamper with the data or tamper with that code, with that program, you are done. And that's why it must be protected. Every company, not only on passive, every major company, IT company on this planet Earth, and if you want to go online, you have a business, you want to go online. So, all right, let's say Chris Johnson is, we call, not Chris Johnson, Peter Rogers said, I want to go online now with my business, with my shop. What will happen? He needs someone to sit and write those programs, and those programs will tell you, okay, if Peter Rogers is selling maybe milk, is selling maybe rice here, all of those things, you need to input it. That is data going now to the database. Because when somebody will come, want to buy something, say, okay, I'm looking for this. You make your search. I'm looking for this on Peter Rogers' site. They'll tell you where it is. You pay your money, cash in and cash out. That is program. Imagine after a hard of said, okay, now I'm tired of getting customer. I want to get customer all over the world. Build that program. Takes years upon years. Someone just come behind and then sweep everything away. That is just total chaos, because it's just like they have just come in your shop and delete everything. You have a house, but there is nothing inside. There is no product for you to buy. So what we are talking about source code is our product. So it's like we have a house, Hyderabad. We have this house, we have here, but there is no business because they have already deleted. So that, when Ash came and said, we are down, now we are back up, my first thing I was thinking, like, do we have our source code back? Do we have all this product? Because source code is just computer jargons. It's just a jargon. It's the product. Do we have it? The programs, are they still running? Are they running smoothly? What if they tamper with the data? What if the source code is 100% there and the data is clean all the data? You cannot find Marcel. You go, you try to log in. They said this information doesn't exist. I want to try to log in this information because there's nothing in the database. They have deleted everything. So to recover that is the most exciting, day of my life. And I think everybody will hear this, that you recover everything 100%, thinking about your wallet, if there was something there and then they delete it. So you can't, there is no proof that you have that type of whatever old coin in your wallet. There is no proof. Where would they get it? I can't just go and tell me, I know I had this before. Screenshot, no, I can't believe it, because people can do Photoshop. So to recover all of this information 100% is the best day for OnPassive and for all of us, the founders and affiliates, because infrastructure doesn't mean anything. Hardware, if I hold my USB and you cannot get it, I have my backup. Break my laptop. The moment I get a new laptop, I plug in, all the information will come back. What if they delete all those information? Laptop doesn't mean anything. Laptop is infrastructure. Let's put it that way. So infrastructure costs money, but it means nothing if you cannot get all those data and source code. So that's why I want to leave it, and it's just the best day for OnPassive.
Wow. Thank you, Brother Collins. If we are not happy at this point, I don't know what we have been listening for the past 5 to 6 years for some, or 2 years for some of us. Thank you guys so much. But you said that the source code is like products. So now it's our product that we have in the house. Now, how can we secure it? I know that we have some of our OTech Pro here that they talk more about security. And I'm going to call upon my brother Olive Fontaine to tell us how can we secure this so that next time somebody else will not temper to come to our home. What kind of key do you have to lock this door, Uncle Oliver?
Yeah, hi everybody. Happy Sunday, and I know we should be very happy. I want to thank Vincent and Collins for breaking it down for us to understand. But when we come to the security side, of it, remember what our CEO has been very, very particular about security. And for what they just said, just think that we had nothing, and then they want to recover it. They want to like start building it again. At that time, the time that is going to take for them to be, it might be 1 year. They will have to go back again, start waiting for Ash to do whatever thing. Even if they recover some of the data, but we will still have time for them, for the programmers, the IT guys, them to start building again. Then there's one other thing that the CEO told us, that there was internal threat, and there are some people who were internal that wanted to mess us up, and but they're no longer with us. And that internal threat, we know, yes, we had it before. We had security measures that were in place to prevent that internal threat should not happen. But I think this time around, know who our CEO is. He is going to put serious security measures again. He's going to tighten the security. There's something we call entitlement. Entitlement is you perform a task based on the task of job or the task that you've been given. The permission, you'll be given permission. Let's say a teller in the bank. A teller in the bank doesn't know what, he has only your personal, your checking account and your savings account. He or she doesn't know anything that more. Just to get into your account, see how much is there in your checking account, and then your balance there is your savings, and give it to you. So this is to prevent those internal threats not to happen anymore. We had it before. I know we had it before, but now there will be more. There are tools that I know the CEO, based on who know that he is, he's going to tighten it again. And for any other thing coming there, because there will be a lot of movement now of data, everything will be secured and everything is going to be fine. And like my brother Vincent talked about the database, all the data that are going to be stored, wherever they're going to be stored, is also going to be secure. So there should be no panic about anything, or that our data that we are going to have missing of data or whatever. Or how are we when they recover those data, are we going to have everything 100%? And how is it going to be stored? When it is stored, is it going to be secured? Yes, we are fine and we are good to go. I'll leave my brother Bob to come in with compliance, because based on all this, they are going, the compliance also is going to kick in. Maybe what they did before, everything is going to move over to wherever the data is being restored. So my brother Bob, please take it from there. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, brother Collins. OTech Pro making it simple for all of us, brother Bob. We know that you are going to give us that final key. Take it from there and tell us how we are going to be more secure forever again. Things like this will happen.
Yes, ma'am. Greetings from Bel Air. This is your brother Bob. Yes, thank you to all my brothers who've spoken before me. But let me just take us back a little bit to bring in perspective what happened, what Mr. Ash said on Tesla or Passive 360. Number one, he said our site went down due to mismanagement, and some people were responsible for it, and most of them are no longer with us. That's number one. And then he further said, something pop up on my screen here. He further said, things got complicated because it was intentional. Tying back to what my brother Oliver is just saying, that's an insider threat. That's not good, because an insider threat is one of is every company's worst nightmares. Like you have an enemy working within, you don't know. You can have all the controls, all the compliance, security controls in place, HR compliance in place, everything that you need to do in place, but you cannot determine what is in somebody's heart when they come to your company to work for you. You will do their background checks, they will sign the non-disclosure forms and everything, but you don't know. So when you have an insider threat like this, it is really, really, really hard for the company. But you set guardrails and safeguards and countermeasures, which is what our founder, Mr. Ash, is actually in the process of implementing. You make sure there are, guardrails and countermeasures so that you can prevent things like this to happen. But when he said that, we have recovered everything 100%, our data and our source code, and we all breathe this sigh of relief, because that means that we can now come back to wherever we were prior to the system being taken down. Okay, so but now, what are they going to do to make sure everything is correct? There are a few steps that are going to take that they are taking to make sure we are actually at the right place and things are in place. They would look at the code. You have millions and millions of lines. You are talking maybe tens of millions of lines of code that have been written. So they have to go back and look at it again, make sure, you know, if this thing was done intentionally, it means that they can intentionally throw something inside the code, right? So they will go back now and they will look, they'll do what we call static code analysis. They will look through the code. It can be automated and, you know, and stuff. You look through, make sure there is no bug within. Go through the code, dynamic analysis, dynamic code analysis, you know, vulnerability scanning. They will scan and make sure everything is in place. And then they'll look at their compliance regulations as well. There's federal security controls that have to be in place in correlation with the rules governing systems and stuff like that. All those things are going to be revisited, not to make sure we are back where we were at the time that the systems went down. Remember, the primary objective of every IT information security division is to guarantee, to make sure that they guarantee the confidentiality, the integrity, and the availability of the system, of the system within that framework. So we know that having recovered all this database and our source code, they are now trying to guarantee that confidentiality to make sure that, okay, our system is what it is how it was before, and nobody can have this access to this system. You know, the integrity is also guaranteed to make sure only those who have to have the right to certain areas of the system or access to data and stuff like that will have that access. And then, of course, making sure the system comes back up. That's what Mr. Ash is in the process of giving us back now, the availability of that system. They are going to bring it back up. He told us that this was the best day in his life in the past 3 months, because now we are back to that point where he can say, okay, our source code, you know, we can check off our source code that this source code is accurate, it is correct, it has not been tampered with. We can bring it back up. The integrity of that code is there. Nobody touched anything. We'll only give access to those who need to have this access. And now we're going to pop it back up open. And once we pop it back on open, what did Mr. Ash say? He says that once this system comes back up, he's going to tell us the next phase. Immediately thereafter, we're going to be moving to the next phase, which is what we are all, which is what I term the beginning of the greatest shapes of our lives. So having said all this, I think it is fair for us now to say that really, our founder, Mr. Ash, number one, his focus, his eye is at the prize. He's like a laser. His focus, he knows what exactly we need to do, the steps that we need to take to get us out of this place where we are. Number two, he's steady. He's a steady man with a steady hand who knows, who does not panic. I'll tell you, I can guarantee you, someone else who had this stress that he's had for the past few months will give up, will chicken out. Mr. Ash says no, he's not going to chicken out because he has a steady hand and he's prepared. Always prepared. Always have another plan A, B, and C, like he told us. And then he ended up yesterday by telling us that on 360, by telling us that we have 2 plans now, A or B, and within the next 30 days, we should be, you know, where we were supposed to be maybe a couple of years ago. So with that, I'm going to send it back to you, Marcien.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Uncle Bob. That was well enlightened, and I believe that we all understood what the OTech Pro guys are telling us. And for everybody that is watching us now and listening to us, what we have gone through from our own perspective was something very serious, very, very serious. But the CEO that we have is someone very cool, someone very intelligent, and someone that focus and know where he's going. He have never make us panic. He just take it like very simple. He did not even let us feel like something was going on. We were coming in every day. That's what we call somebody with integrity and somebody who know exactly what he wants for the people. He has his goal, he has his vision, and all he wants is to get where he have wanted from day one. That's our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara, and we cannot only thank him for all of this, but talking about our OTEC Pro, we know our brother here, we have Engineer Mike. He always chip in a lot of things from the OTEC Pro guys, and because he himself pick a lot of things of this technology, I believe that he has something to tell about what his brother just said. From left and right, he can go from there. Engineer Mike, over to you.
Hello, Mama. Say hello, heroes. We are all heroes. Happy Sunday and happy 1st of September, everybody. Thank you, Uncle Bob. Thank you, Uncle Oliver, my brother Vincent, and brother Colin. So I really appreciate you people for breaking this down to us. Now, I want to take it in another direction. So let's see. In IT or information technology, when you come to companies, they have what they are working. Every company has its own environment. Okay, so what we call, there is a standard environment, or like or it's standard or generic, we call it, right? So there are 3 of them. The first one is a dev environment or the development environment. You see where all the developers, they come there, they build the source code. Our brother just told us about the source code. They build up the source code, they build up all the scripts that are being run in your system if it is automated. Then when they finish there, the developers finish, they take it on to the testing environment. Okay, the test, or they call it QA, QC, quality assurance or testing environment. These guys will test now their code to see if these codes are working, be it the source code, be it the scripts. Now, when they finish on there, they send it through the last stage of it is called the development environment. Okay, so that development, is called the production environment or prod environment. Now, that prod environment is where you go live to the world now. The world will click on that website now, start doing things. Now, let's say it again. This is a generic or a standard. We call it the dev environment, the test or QA, QC, or the last one is the prod, which is a production. Now, look at what we have in non-passive. Our brother Vincent just told us. We don't have only that. We have the test, the dev environment, which is the developers develop the code and all of that, source code. Then they send it now to the testing or the QA. When they test it, they send it now to another environment, which is the disaster recovery, or it's called disaster recovery or the pre-production environment. This is where it is the same as the production environment, but as it is created, it has the same functionality as a production. It is disaster recovery. So everything that is supposed to go online is being tested again in that same particular environment for security reasons and for more the life history or lifespan of your environment. That is a huge thing. So it is a lot of money for companies to have that kind of a setup. It's not every kind of company can get that kind of a setup because it costs a lot of money to run a disaster recovery or a pre-production environment. So what happens is that in that pre-production environment, it is the same as a production environment. But the difference is that it is being tested there. Then when anything goes sour on the production environment, it automatically comes straight back to their pre-production or disaster recovery, which is something that is very, very advisable to the IT people, but it is very expensive, right? So there is also this way that our brother talked about the disaster recovery. There is a lot that, I mean, like, there are 2 ways of them, these things to be recovered, right? Because if you are there are 2 ways. If it is less severe, the disaster recovery process, okay, If it is less severe, you can just use software and you retrieve the data and all of that. But if it is more sophisticated, it needs more, if the cases are more complex, it needs such as physical damages and extensive physical damage, yes, on your devices, be it the SSD, be it your server, be it your USB drive. If they are more corrupted like that, the data is more corrupted, they need like a lot of specialized services to untangle everything and recover your data. Which brings us to the 4 steps now that you need to follow while recovering your data. You have to do an assessment, okay, to determine the extent of the damage. Then you need to do the data analysis to scan. Uncle Bob told us you have to scan it to see that the medias that you use for storage, be it a USB, be it your SSD, you can get some recoverable data on there. Then the recovery process itself, you need to extract and restore the usable data. Okay. Then the last one Uncle Bob still told us is the verification process. You need to verify to see that all the data that was recoverable can be usable. Because if you recover a data that is not usable, it makes no sense, right? So those are the processes, Mama C. That's what I can add today for this our roundtable. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Engineer Mike. With all this great thing that we are learning here, and let me tell you guys, all of knowledge that they are giving to us free. This knowledge we are getting here, if somewhere, somehow we have to learn it from, we have to pay a lot of money for that. This is one of the things that OnPassive has making all of us, some of us today, become an IT or iTech or anything in the technology free of charge. So, and I hear Engineer Mike talk about a lot of money that he spent when you have to build this products or this data center and everything. But I know that Andy, our brother here, know a little bit about number, and he's more qualified to tell us about number, where we are now and how much we have lost. But now we are here with all our goods in the hearts. So brother Andy, if you can tell us how much we have lost and where we are and where we're going from now. Thank you so much.
Hi guys, hi Marcian. I don't think we need to say how much we've lost particularly. It's really what's coming. I mean, thankfully the guys have been able to explain this source code stuff because I haven't got a clue. But it's obviously important that we've been able to recover everything and that all of our data is safe. As far as numbers are concerned, obviously from the point of view of OConnect, what our CEO decided to do was not to continue to charge people until he was happy with everything. So what he could have done was continue to charge the fee that we had going for the 3 monthly, or reduce that down perhaps to a monthly figure and have people continuing to pay in that. But that wasn't fair. That wasn't the system that he wanted to set up. That wasn't the idea behind getting to utilize the products. The system he wanted to employ and has set up is to say, you know, you paid the once. We've given you that back in credit in effect for the product, but we want you to pay for the product once and then you never need to have to go out of pocket again. So that was the object of the exercise, and he's kept his promise. He could well have charged us, I get that, and if you think about it, you know, if you've got 1 million clients and it's $100 a month, it's 100 million a month. Nice and straightforward. That's 1.2 billion a year. This is what could have come into OnPassive but hasn't, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason why Mr. Ash chose not to continue to do that, and I personally think that's a great thing. It's not only the fact that he wants to keep his word, but more importantly, we might have had to go through this system or this situation that we've had, having, continued to make payments. Now, what would that have done for the million customers that we've already got? They'd be going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Doesn't work like that. So, I'm pleased as punch that we've got this position, or we're now back in this position where we've got our foundations back. And we've said this before. Colin's got a lovely analogy about the other alternatives that are in the market, particularly for video conferencing, is like having a two-story house. And have two-story foundations, but are now trying to build a skyscraper, because what they've done is they've seen what OConnect has got and gone, ha, we'll add that. No, sorry, it doesn't work like that. By the time you get to build onto your two-story property, it's going to collapse at some point, because it'd never be a skyscraper. It's never going to get there. So we are in an extremely lucky position, if you think about it. We weren't charged, only charged the once, and that was his plan. That was for the early birds. He was anticipating and wanted to make sure that we never paid out of pocket again. Now, those million customers have got to be, allocated. There's other customers that are waiting in the wings, but we have to get back up and running. And as you guys have eloquently said this evening about the data and recovery and the source coding, which has gone straight over my head, it's made sense, and I thank you for that, because now I understand the importance of that particular element of the business, which I didn't before. So as far as numbers are concerned, guys, look, we're going to be in a very good position very shortly, and that's all I'd really like to say, because I can't give you numbers, I can't give you expectations, I can't suggest that we're going to be able to do this, and this, and have this amount of money coming in. We've been in a very lucky situation and a very advantageous position because of what our CEO has decided to do. I think that's the best way of putting it, Marcian. Back to you.
Thank you, Andy. That was really a best way of putting it, and I believe that all of us understood. But one thing that I take again, I'm going to say, you guys see the heart of our CEO. After he have gone through what he have gone and he have lost what he have lost, he did not consider the pain and the loss as something that was enough for him to just give up. Why? Because he's a humanitarian, he's compassionate, he's a father, and he's looking up to everybody. So he looked at all of that and he said, this is not what is going to make me leave my vision or what I have said that I wanted to do. So he kept going and he kept moving. So we're going to really, really appreciate him for everything that he's doing. But we have our brother Peter here. Peter has been a very successful businessman. He understood almost everything from the prosper of the OTEC Pro, what they has explained. But we want him to explain it to us like somebody that is not an IT person, but in the manner of a business person. Peter, can you tell us where we are now as a business person? If that happened to you, where you have been right now? Explain it to us on your own way, please.
Okay. Excuse me. Right. Okay. I just want to say great information again given today by these guys. It's like a big, I mean, you look at On Passive and it's massive. It's like what they're explaining. Just look at it like this. It's like a big jigsaw puzzle. I don't know if anybody's done a jigsaw puzzle, but you could have had a jigsaw puzzle with 2,000 pieces in. And somebody came along and basically broke that jigsaw puzzle up and, broke it up. And then obviously it's taken time to put that jigsaw puzzle together. So Ash has had to get these people back involved and put that jigsaw back together bit by bit, put each piece back in its right place. And that's, to me, that's what these guys have explained to me. That's how I see it. Okay, it's been a massive jigsaw puzzle. Somebody's come along, broken it up. Okay, and Ash has had to get his guys, his team back together and putting this system back together again. Now, reflecting to my business, like Marcian saying, I mean, I've got a good business. I've obviously got a big retail business shop, and it's like somebody coming in the middle of the night and taking all my stock, and I open up in the morning, I've got no stock on the shelves. I can't create any income because somebody's taken my stock from out of my shop. Okay, and basically this is what's happened with OnPassive. Somebody's come along, and intentionally obviously tried to damage the business by taking out the data, the source codes, pinching the stock, pinching the products. Okay, and it happens. I mean, it's sometimes, like in business, these things do happen. I mean, I've got staff that obviously work with me with coming to do ordering and things like that. If somebody, one of the staff or myself, miss out certain products that needs to be on the shelf for the following week, and we don't order that means that following week we haven't got that product in the shop, so we're losing money. Okay, so you have to keep on top of obviously your business, and you have to have all the products in there to make the profits that you want to make. If you haven't got the products on the shelf, you ain't going to make the money. And that's how I look at it. Going back to what Andy Burks was saying a few minutes ago about the amount of money that could have been obviously created with OnPassive over the last, if we'd have been where we wanted to be, we couldn't make that money because obviously the business was damaged. We had no products. We hadn't got the access to OConnect, and that's why we are where we were. We didn't have that product. Now Ash has now come back and said he's got all the source codes, he's got all the data that's needed. Okay, and we're going to be up and running again in the next 30 days. So, I mean, that's my perspective of what has been explained today. These guys obviously know a lot more about this, about the background of OnPassive and all that. I look at it from my point of view and how I see it and how I'm comparing it with what would happen if my business, was products would disappeared overnight like that. So I'll pass it back to Marcian and we'll go further from there. Okay.
Thank you so much, Brother Peter. Thank you for this great explanation. And I know that we talk about data and we also talk about the source code, but our topic today was data, source code, and inspiration. And we have great people in here, as usual, that they can give some cut of inspiration to keep enlighten our CEO and let him know that we are with him. And then I'm going to ask to my sister, Jean Oliver, to say something about what she have here so far from Thursday through Friday to right now. And wherever she can take it to say a word, that's going to be nice. Jean Oliver, over to you.
Thank you so much, Marcian. And thank you. Oh my gosh. Bob, Vincent, Oliver, and Collins, you really helped us to understand by breaking down the magnitude of what's happened, with all of the sabotage and ill intent that Ash has had to deal with over these, years. Actually, it's probably been going on for years. So the thing for me, the inspiration here is that, as Marcian, you've already said, and Bob as well, the type of man that Ash is, the internal fortitude, the calm presence of mind, the positive mindset, that always looking for solutions, the fact that he did not bring all these traumas to us, and let us sort of live in the bliss of ignorance, not knowing how bad it was. That shows his character, and the fact that he said, I will not let, this is not an exact quote, but he said, I will not let the bad behavior of other people change who I am. I'm going to continue to be my good-hearted self, no matter what anybody says. And that's why we're going to be different. So for me, the inspiration here is to say, okay, we could, as onlookers, say, wow, Ash is an extraordinary man. We have his mentorship for free. Marcian, you also talked about the OTech Pro information that we get for free, the learning, and also the mentorship from Ash. So he we could just look at him as like an other, someone to put on a pedestal and look up to and learn from and all of that. But I think what he would have us do is say, how can we absorb and adopt those behaviors into our own lives? How can I, in my own life, look at the things that happen, the small challenges and traumas, and how can I look at them from that perspective of higher thinking? And how can that change my life, the way that I behave around other people, and the ripple effect that that makes in the world? So for me, the fact that we have seen this man, and by association, all of us, all of his teams, all of his family, we've gone through this intense, terrifying, really, challenge where people who would bring us down, and I don't want to say almost succeeded, but they sure tried, right? And then by the sheer power of love and positive thinking and never giving up and that internal strength, we have pushed through, we have slogged through the mud and come out on the other side clean as a whistle, because we never let it jade us. We never let it change us. We kept the love intact, the integrity, that internal compass. And if we can remain true to that in our personal lives and in on passive, there is nothing that we cannot do together. So my challenge for everyone, and I'm really speaking to myself, how can I use the example that Ash Mufareh has set for all of us in the small and the big things of my own life, and by and then letting that affect my immediate family, my friends, my community, and rippling out, so that we do have that massive transformation that on passive's vision is hoping for. Not just about the finance and bless. It's not just about that. It's about changing the way that we think and love and behave with one another. So that is my massive inspiration from this past week, and hearing Ash talk and knowing what happened and knowing how we're going to get through it, and learning from our OTEC brothers here, the detail and the wherewithal of it all. I'm so grateful, and I'm just amazed at the caliber of people that we get to sit in the presence of on a daily basis. And I'm grateful to you all for that. And I just say, let's hold hands, lock arms, and move forward together, trying to take on that example of Ash Mufareh.
Wow.
Thank you, Marcia.
Thank you so much, Sister Jane. I knew that you were going to be the one to put it how we all will get it normally. Thank you so much. But I know my sister, she always smile, and she enlightened us with a beautiful smile every time she come into the house. And I believe that even when she was hearing our CEO talking, as much as she know that it was very hard for him, the smile did not go away. And that's our sister Gifty. And I want her to, this particular Sunday, to enlighten us again and give us some light of that beautiful smile. Sister Gifty, over to you.
Thank you, Sister Mercy. As Brother Oliver will say, we are fine. And as Brother Bob will say, we are focused, because Unpassive is here to stay. When I listened to our CEO last Thursday, I felt the pain that this man has went through, but he always comes out with a big smile on his face. But this last Thursday, it hits me very hard, and that made me to respect him more and more, and appreciate him also more and more, because he has gone through all this pain, and he did not complain to anybody. He fought alone, and by the grace of God, the victory has come. Unpassive has prevailed. I have respected him more, because Mr. Ash Mufareh always comes out with a big smile, not knowing what he's going through for us, because he's doing this for us. All that he's doing is for us. if it were to be him alone, I think he has, he has been pack his things and gone long time ago, but he has been thinking of us and still standing in for us. So I really do appreciate whatever he has done for us, the fighting, the nightmares, the sleepless nights this man has went through for me and you. We have to thank God for his life and thank God for his family for standing beside him through thick and thin. It has not been easy, but this man has fought and fought and fought and fought and fought, and now victory has come. We thank God for that, and we are fine. All passive is here to stay. No matter what comes, no matter what happens, it strengthens us to move forward. This thing that happened has strengthened Mr. Ash more and more for him to, achieve his goal. He did not give up. He's still standing tall. He's still standing on his feet. Passive is still standing, kicking, moving forward. And we are soaring high because what is coming is more, far better than what we have even experienced. Eyes have not seen it and ears have not heard it. Passive is here to stay. We are moving forward. We are not staying where we are. We are coming out big. As last week we said, we are coming out big and bigger, because passive is for humanity. It's built with heart. And the CEO, our chief captain, is also with a big heart. That is why passive is still standing. No matter what the enemy does, passive is still standing. And that is why we always have to pray for our dear CEO and the IT teams that are working with him, those who are sincere with him. The fake one, thank God they are gone. But what can we say? You cannot know human beings' hearts. So we always have to pray for our company. So if even we have some fake ones, God will shine the light on them for them to be cut and then removed from the company. We thank God for how far he has brought passive. Thank you, Mama Masia, and thank you, our dear brothers and sisters. Thank you all.
Thank you, Sister Gifty. I knew that you will bring the smile of all of us faces, even though we look at everything that has been going on with our CEO and the company, and sometimes we get so upset and so angry because of where we were supposed to be now. But everything happened for a reason, and when it happened, we don't have to sit down and mourn and say why. We just have to find a way and pick it from there and say, let us go from where we are now and keep moving on. And that's what we as a company, we are doing right now. So I am not just in the company because I am waiting for something that is coming tomorrow. Is because as a family, we are gaining a lot from each other. We are having compassionate talk, prayer groups, helping people left and right by knowing what they are going through and talking with them. It's also a part of this company. It's not just the technology part of the digital part that we come here for. A lot of things has been going on around the globe, but passive have been us together, and this family that we have created, he have helped us a lot. For some of us to keep moving, to keep knowing where we're going, to keep having a hope of getting up from the bed. Because when I know that I have to call somebody that I know from passive tomorrow to tell them about my story, it gives me that hope. It gives me that hope of getting up. So this is what we have gained for so long in this company. And I believe that I have gained. I have my sister Mayen here. She have gained also, and she will tell us something. And after that, we're going to ask our papa in the house, somebody that all his life, that I will call it all his life. Because since I know him for like how many years I've been in passive, all I know, he talked day and day about passive. So after Mayen, our brother Madi, we'll ask him to come to the floor and tell us something very good. So Mayen, over to you before Bramadi.
Thank you so much, Sister Mercy, and it's so beautiful, staying out here watching everybody. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing anyone. That's the irony of what I'm going through here. But I've heard mostly what everyone has said, which is amazing. And it's so fantastic to know that heroes, tech teams are just as powerful as those ones in Hyderabad. I tell you, I am so impressed, having heard everything they've all said, encouraging us, letting us know exactly that what we are into is not a failure, and then having to also know that it is such a good thing that at least they've discovered a lot of things, based on what our brother and friend mentioned last Thursday when he was on 360. He said all the source code and all the data has been recovered, And again, our brothers here, our tech brothers, also explained it further, and that actually gave me a resting mind, So I would say it's a good thing that we are at this stage, at least we all know that we've not been wasting our time at all, considering the fact that our CEO has been so dedicated in what he's doing and very, very fervent and ensuring that we are going to be a success. So it's so good, So that is it, Sister Mercian. I am so happy, I must say, and I did listen to is it Oron and Mino. I woke up at about 4 a.m. When it was going on, and I heard him mention that he lost a nephew of his, and I would say anyway, I think God is at hand, is at play with him, and it is well. I thank God for the energy, the strength he's gotten, and also the zeal on doing what he's doing. Considering the fact that he's a man of integrity, he's pulled us up to this level. It's incredible. I'm really, really grateful to God for a great man like this, that in my time, he is here. So I'm so grateful that he's doing a great job, and God will see him through. God will see all of us through in this journey we've carried on. And indeed, we've crossed the Rubicon. The truth is here. It is done. Everything is done. Yes. Our brother Oliver, I always like quoting him, that says it is fine. We are all fine. Indeed, we are. They've done so much. I thank the tech team to have pulled our mind. At first I was thinking of migration. I was thinking, oh, okay, anytime I go to the site, I open it, it says it's migrating. I said, okay, that's fine. But for them to have cleared it a lot better, makes it so encouraging for me. And I'm very, very happy. To me, I was even saying to them, in my mind while they were talking, I said, wow, this is technology at its zenith, so I'm so grateful. So Sister Mercian, not to take so much time, and also to allow others to talk. I want to say I am very grateful. I'm very, very grateful to God, to have taken his time and caring for our CEO, and also taking good care of us, and for us not to lose our data, for us not to lose any of the products. It's amazing. I just give God the glory. So what else? Hold on, wait and see, the time is here. It is well with you all. Thank you very much, Sister Marcian. I'm grateful.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sister Mayan. And like I said before, well, this our brother, I can say it day and night. Since I've been in Ompasi for the past 4 years and some months, the only thing I've heard from his mouth is helping, is humanity, is Ompasi, is solving solution, is you have to be in. No matter what you are doing, you have to step and get in on passive. And I believe, just like he believed, that on passive is what we are going to use to help everybody around the world, including ourselves. And I believe that this is the only company that is not going to be the next shining object, because he said that every time. He has been there, done that, and this is where he stands, and this is where he stopped. And that person is our brother Marty Degamo, and I want him to come out on the floor and tell us all from Wednesday, from Thursday, through Friday, through Saturday, and today. Marty Degamo, the floor is all yours.
It's called Marty's Sunday Love.
Our Marty Sunday Love. Thank you so much, Uncle Bob.
I don't know where that came from. But hello, everybody. Great webinar. Absolutely fantastic. Everybody did really, really good. Yeah, I was thinking about, the data. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not an IT guy. I understand data, though, and I know that data is money. It's worth a lot of money. In fact, they figured by 2030, it'll be worth close to $2 trillion worldwide. $2 trillion. To put that in perspective, if you spent $10 million a day, it would take you 2,500 years to go through it. That's a lot of money. And when you get I'll tell you, some companies will build a company, they give away trinkets, they give away stuff that's worth nothing to get your name and email. That's all they're really trying to do. And there's one out there now doing the same thing. And when they do it, they compile a bunch of data and they sell it to one of the big dogs. That's all they're doing. In fact, some of the other companies that you think are maybe MLM and they run like 3 months, they're collecting data and selling stuff you could get from eBay most of the time. But to go back to Unpassive, yes, it was a big deal that they were able to lock all that up and find it and put it back in place. And like everybody's been saying, now they're going through it, seeing if any little pieces are missing. But Ash was really upbeat. That's the most upbeat I've seen him in the last 3 months, really, since June. So that was a great thing. But he also put into perspective, even with all that going on and the nastiness that went on in the very company that he built, trusting some people as family, actually. We don't know who did what, but somebody did something bad. It sounds like more than one person. And during all that, he loses a nephew after walking through the fire. To put a perspective on it, he just said, bad things happen to good people. They just do. And it's life. We have no guarantees. Last night, he sent me an email that some founder wrote him. It was absolutely beautiful. I think he'll share it. But and I had said to him, I said, that's the crazy thing about Unpassive is rational thinking, 2020 vision people could not see Unpassive. I had marketer friends and all that. They didn't get it. They had no idea. But look at the people that did get it. It's people that maybe didn't have perfect eyesight, but they had a perfect heart, right? He drew in people that were kind-hearted, always looking for helping others. Yes, we want to help ourselves, but why did we relate? It was that. Even if language tried to put a barrier, what brought us together was our feelings towards how things should be. When I got in MLM, I thought it only made sense. Everybody wins, we all do well, blah, 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 blah. It was naive. It's sad that that's not the normal, but it's not. And I thank God every day that Ash isn't normal. He's never been normal. He wasn't normal the first time I met him. And that's what made me really gravitate towards Unpassive was he's doing something nobody's ever done. He wants to build a marketing system that he would build for himself personally and scale it so that everyone can use it, which makes you all expert marketers. And he wants to see other people succeed. He had even said one of the happiest times for the Mufara family was a year ago today when people started making money. One of the happiest days in the whole 5-6 years that he did it was seeing finally people starting to make money. Now, obviously, there was a trip, fall, and a bang, and explosion, and it didn't work, which I think we're finding out now that some of that was maybe deliberate. But anyway, like he said, some people, even within Unpassive, underestimated the movement of Unpassive. Even when they came in without the 2020 vision of their heart and had greed or whatever they wanted, it didn't work. They underestimated the very business they were in. They were treading in the same water. They just didn't get it. It's just like the government tried to do something. And then we have this mess. And you're right. A normal person going through this crap would have walked away. But Ash looked at it like, I can't walk away from Gina Leva and Vince and OTEC Pros, Minnow, Key Wendell, Andy, Mike, Engineer Mike, Francine, Peter. I can't walk away from them. Why? That's who he built it for. And he said, I can replace that. Now, I don't know if we know, but we're talking maybe multiple tens of millions of dollars that has been who knows what. Now they'll probably get back some, but whatever. He said that doesn't matter. What matters is and I visualized this, I think I had a dream of it, where there's fire and smoke and all that, and you're waiting for something to happen. Then Ash walked out of it and just kind of dusted off his pants and said, okay, we're still okay. It's like, oh my God, what a crazy man. I just thought, you gotta be kidding. I knew something was wrong. I felt something was wrong. I didn't know. I remember talking to OTEC Pros maybe last November. And I said, something's not right. Something's not right. And I would throw stuff at Ash, little things. He said, when did you feel it? When did you feel it? Why is he asking, when did I feel it? Finally, I found out because something wasn't right. A lot of the stuff didn't make sense because I knew his level was off the chart. He was before Unpassive, if you looked up Ash Mufara, he was the gift of MLM or anything he touched. He had the Midas touch. Companies were going after him every single day. They wanted Ash Mufara because they knew he could build for the company. He knew it. And you know what Ash did, what people don't know? In these companies where they did badmouth him as time went on, he built systems and paid for it out of his pocket to hand to people for free so that he could duplicate what he's doing. Really. And I look in some of these old chats where people are badmouthing, going, look, this thing here took advantage. That thing there he built and gave to them. He didn't charge anybody for it. But that's what happens out in the world. People that don't understand, they automatically badmouth. I don't try to change them. They've been around for thousands of years. Different names, different people, different color, ugly, fat, tall, bald. You got negative people. They're never going to go away. Never. They're not our concern. They can do whatever they want to do. Had a guy tell me, oh, I can't believe you're doing it. I said, I can't believe you're telling me I'm wrong for 6 years. What are you doing? Man, that's got to be a boring life. You chasing me around. Obviously, it didn't work. Why don't you go bark up another tree? It doesn't make sense. But anyway, I believe, and I mean this, I believe this coming year, the next couple of weeks, I think in a couple of weeks we're going to see something anyway, but from then on, we're going to go into something that Ash meant for us 2 years ago. And I don't think you're going to be just surprised. I think you're going to be overwhelmed. I think people that are even telling you in Unpassive, no, they'll be back. Their mouth will be quiet and they'll be sitting in the corner, but they'll be in Unpassive. And the family members that told you no, they'll be in. Everybody that told you no, 99% will be in. I don't even worry about them. I don't worry about family. I don't worry about goofy cousins. I don't care. My family's here. They can join this family, or they don't. But my family's here. I have no friends my age, really, outside of Unpassive. So that's why I'm here. Why am I here? I am drawn to you for who you are. Not because you're great at math, not because you speak a certain language, not because of what religion you are. I'm here because of who you are. And I know without a doubt, if you don't take advantage of unpassive, you're crazy. Because I don't care what you do or what your passion is, you can make it blow up 1,000,000 times more than you could imagine using the platform of unpassive. And let's remember something. We look at the digital products. I believe with all my heart, that's just a little bit of unpassive. I think there's so much more that we're going to be involved in if you want to. It'll be so much fun building and helping other people in the world, because you don't have to worry about a rainy day. It never rains in unpassive. You worry about money when you run out. You're not going to run out. I don't believe it. And I believe use it for everything you can. In that meeting last week, he brought up the data and getting the data back. And I know there was people going, oh, but what did he say right at the end? The old tech pros will know what I'm talking about. Ask them. That's how much faith he has in them too. He knows, they know. And that's a big deal. And you have people that you can follow. The most powerful men in the business in the world are on unpassive. The most powerful women in the world are in unpassive. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Because look, when you have a big heart, doesn't mean you have to be meek and pulled up into a corner and tuck your tail in. You need to stand tall, and be proud. That doesn't mean be a bully, doesn't mean be nasty, but we should be proud of what we're in. Don't go to somebody negative. It does take away from you. It will drain your battery. Don't even rub up against negativity. Osmosis will just drain you dead. So I don't. There's no reason to. I've got too many people here. I'm going to go talk to somebody that, well, I'm going to try to convince him. That's not my job. It's like trying to convince a banana that it's an orange. I don't care how long you talk, it's still a banana. You could go crazy. A week later, it's a freaking banana. Yeah. So let's work with each other. There's a lot of people outside of unpassive that weren't meant to be founders, but they're meant to be an unpassive. Remember that. All the people that I can't believe they can't see this. Why won't they come in? They weren't meant to be a founder. It's that simple. Like it, don't like it, whatever. But there's tens of millions that are. And you look at the data, just so you get, a $2 trillion industry by 2030. 2 trillion. And what is that? It's a bunch of little digits, this and this and this. It's money, big money. It's up there with the Bitcoins and the gold and silver. It's only going to get more and more powerful. You're part of it. Because I want to tell you something. If this company makes $1 trillion a year and Ash pays what he wants to pay, big chunk of that's going somewhere. And you call me all the names you want. All right? Then it won't matter anyway. I don't care about that. Stick with each other. And another thing, if you want to say something or do something, if you're hanging with somebody that makes you feel like you keep your mouth shut, I talk, you be quiet, you're in the wrong place. Go somewhere where your voice can be heard. Anyway, that's all I got.
Thank you so much, Brahmadi. And I think going for everything that Brahmadi just said, I have picked one thing and I'm going to cut me because what Maji just said, and I am the full brand of example of coming from nowhere to somewhere because of unpassive. So some years ago, I was not able to speak to people, but today I am here, and this is the fruit of this great company that we are all in. It's not just about IT, as Madi said, it's always about learning, growing, and having other things in life that you can use the platform for. And now we are using the platform of unpassive to become who we were supposed to be in the first time. So we can only and always thank our Ash Mufere for giving us this opportunity to make up us realizing that we are somebody and we can become who we wanted to be or what God has designed us to be in life. So we just have to come up, get up from your comfortable chair and be you and come to unpassive, and your life is going to change, not only on the prospect of IT, but in other things, and you will have friends and family because we are all family in here. And talking about family, I have some of our family members that have joined us, and we know we're out of time, so I'm just going to give them like two minutes to say something, and I'm going to start from my sister Mino. She was here in the beginning. She went through the chat. So, Sister Mino, after what Maji have said, you take it your own way and you fly with it.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Despite the heartbreak and the weight of grief, Mr. Ash showed up on OP 360, held it together, and shared a significant successful step with us in On-Passive. How many of us can do that? Mr. Ash's strength in the middle of this chaos, I'm trying to hold it together, sorry, is a testament to his character and dedication. And all he wants from us is to show support. He says, despite the fact that everything is happening to me, I'm happy because of you. And he said because of not individual you, humanity. And that is his objective. That's all he asked us. So please we stand with Ash. Stay behind Ash and stay positive and stay engaged. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Sister Mino. I feel the emotion, and we all do the same. And yeah, but one thing I'm going to say is a company, most of the time, we have 20% of the people in everything that are the people that they hold whatever is going on in life. And I believe that us that come here every time, we are the 20%. And if it's not us, who is going to do it? So we have to do it. And meanwhile, we don't have to look at those that they are not doing it. We have to do it for those people who were meant for that. And we are the 20% who is going to bring this company up and being behind our CEO very solid. And the other people were meant to be in for us to redirect them. So I'm going to ask my sister Francine to say a word that now she's in. She's traveling all over the world. I don't know where she's in right now, maybe in France or Germany or any country. Francine, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Sister Marcienne. I am so happy to hear those voices here talking about family. We are such a big and beautiful family. I'm so happy wherever I am, I can turn on my computer and be with you, sharing what we have today, which is the vision to change the world we live in. And I just see that whenever there is a difficulty, whenever there is a challenge, the family has to come together. And as Sister Mino said it so well, what helps our CEO to perform, to deliver, is whenever he knows that we gather like this and we have at heart to live to humanity. We put aside whatever could come and jeopardize what we are doing, and we send positive energy. We insufflate positive energy into our project, which is On-Passive. Without On-Passive, we would not be all of us here, gathering here. This is what brought all of us together. It's like the blood we have going inside our veins. That blood is the love we want to share with humanity. And as we do that, we give strength to On-Passive. We give strength to our CEO. I was traveling, but I kept on finding information from 360. And when I read that data were recovered at 100%, I thank God, because this could happen only because we have one heart. If we divide ourselves, this will just collapse. And I encourage all of us to keep on. We don't have to abandon. We don't have to stop. We have to keep hope. We have to keep moving, and we have to keep ourselves very strongly on holding our hands together, so that that energy will pull our CEO in order to finalize what is very, very, very soon the success of loving, the success of changing the world. I truly believe that. And I just call all of us, let us keep that positivity, and let us keep being united in whatever we do. We can have something that puts us aside, but not when we have to deliver that baby. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Francine. That's what they call commitment. Even traveling, you have to set aside and look for where is your family and join them so that you guys can commune together during the hour that we usually sit on the table, as today, Sunday. So I see my brother Kiwende, yeah, he's back. Kiwende, I know you've been listening to us and you have a lot to say, either in the motivation side part of it or IT part of it, wherever you want to take it from. You have 2 minutes to tell us something.
I can say it quicker than that.
Thank you.
One of my favorite words in the English language is ditto. When you have nothing else to add to what everybody here has said so gracefully and better than I can say it myself, I'm proud to be friends with all of you and in this family. And I'm amazed each time I hear Ash at his character and who he is. Most of you know that I used to work in a very stressful environment of dealing with life and death, and death is part of life, but in dealing in seeing how families react to terrible situations. And not a single person here knew what Ash was going through at the time that he was going through it. And you couldn't read it on his face. And I don't think he shared it because he was more concerned about our feelings and what we were going through and the stress that some of us were experiencing, and what's going on with Passive. So I'm blessed to know him. I've come very close with many of you here, and I'm ready to see what's next. That's it.
Thank you, brother. What next? We are going to be united family, I believe so. And we are going to just go out and do what the company is asking us and what we are coming here for, the humanitarian part of it. That's what is going to be next, according to me. And my sister Ava, I don't know what time it is where you are right now, but we will give you at least 2 minutes to say something because we are running out of time. Sister Ava, thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. It's 50 year where I am. I don't have anything much to say because everyone out here are such eloquent people, and I always say this. And but I would just like to say that I'm really touched by, I was touched by Ash. When we were hearing him, everything was fine. But when he came out with his story, that literally inside me, something went like, oh my Lord. I mean, he's doing so much, and yet he's got his own personal problems to see to. And then he has to come and deal with us. And within us, there are so many morons that they just come up and they literally give him a hard time, which is unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. I'm definitely not a tech person, but I'm giving you what I feel regarding him. When he said about his nephew, it was so touching. But he had such a straight face, and he said, life moves on. He never let that part of his life affect us. He could have easily said, okay, what do I care? Go ahead, do whatever you'll have to. I don't need to do anything. But no, the gentleman that he is, he's sticking to his words and his promises. So for God's sake, people out there who are trying to pull him down, look and see what he is made of. Look and you cannot do anything. You cannot support him, but don't try to pull him down. And he needs our moral support. That's all we can do. And we can do nothing. We can only pray for him, and we can give him our moral support. And that's what he needs the most. And that's all I have to say. Thank you, Marcian. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Sister Ava. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, and we know that you always try your best to come and join us as a family wherever we go, and no matter the time, from different part of the country. And that's what makes us a universal company, because OnPassive is everywhere and it's for everyone. So thank you so much for being here. So, and because today we have to talk about data recovery and source code, I think we have to go back and to where, let me just code it like back to the source. And our tech programs are here. I want to squeeze as much as we can in them to take home this week. Waiting for next weekend for our brother Ash to come and add more on it. We have to suck more on them. So I'm going to go back to our brother Vincent, and I'm going to ask him a question. And this might be like a statement before we get close, because we have like almost some few minutes left. But I want the OTech Pro guys to tell us a little bit more about this data recovery. And I know that when Vincent was talking about the data, he told us everything was, we don't have to know. We just want to understand. He told us everything was getting in. They have got everything on it. We, as layman people that we are just in the company, we don't know if they just take a bag and go there and pick it one by one and put it and tie it and bring it in the house. So Vincent, can you enlighten it for those that they're coming after? I know that you have said it before, but as much as you say it, it's better for us to get it in. So please don't worry about repeating it. We want people to really get where we came from and where we were before we are right now. So go back again and try to say it for us one more time, please.
Okay, thank you, Sister Marcian. But I'm talking about the data recovery. So the data recovery in every business or every company, they have a database system. You know, when you go to OES, OFounder, or on passive.com, we have always all this big website we see, we have a database behind. So when you click or looking for any information, we as a user, we can see it. So those people sitting behind, the IT people, can see that every website, we have a database behind. So any information, when you go to the website, you want to buy stuff, you want to do anything, always the information you put in the website, they retrieve from the database. So there's a database sit behind. So because of business continuity, you don't want all this information, like anything happened to the website, and then someone say, oh, we lost everything. It's a lot of money that the company will go away from that. The same thing, like all the 6-year job, it can go away just like that. So it's a lot of money. So data is money. So what happened? We call a system in the database or IT jargon a backup. So the backup is a copy of all your system. All the information coming to your IT environment, we copy them. So they call it a backup. and then save them in a put them in a safe place. It could be a storage area, it could be on this cloud, it could be on a big disk, everywhere. So in case we have a issue like war on passive, have business continuity issues, we use those backup to restore, because the copy that we have it, we bring it to a different computer system to restore them. So it's a system to recover everything that you save. It's like a copy of your, let's say you go to your computer, you copy your computer to your pen drive, a USB stick. And then in case your computer is damaged, all the information that you put on the pen stick USB drive, you can go to your new computer, plug it in there, and then you can restore them everything back to your computer. So that's the big thing. The same scenario happened in IT system. They call it backup. So they have a backup. They can copy the whole IT system in a big storage area. It depends also of the amount of the data we have. It could be huge data. So we have a huge storage. So put everything there. It could be in the cloud. It could be anywhere. Then when we have a disaster, like we have any problem, like it could be natural disaster can happen in many times we see in the United States. When we found that this region, there's a big disaster and then everything's gone, even electricity, everything. So we should not worry. In IT, we use it, the disaster recovery. So the backup, the copy of your system is stored somewhere. So they can take it and then restore the system back like the way it used to be. Let's say we have a disaster, a big disaster in somewhere in the world, and then where the IT system is store everything there. Because of the backup of what we kept for the system, we can go to the different area of the world and then restore all the business system to that area. And then it will be like everything start from where we left the system. So let's say we have a crash yesterday, and then we want to restore, we can restore the whole company's data back to where the crash happened yesterday. Even we can say, okay, we can restore up to yesterday, 2 o'clock, and then the system can do it to restore to the point where the system crashed. So this is the what happened in IT environment. So the backup and recovery system, the system to restore what we kept somewhere and then restore to a different area and a different place. It could be a different country. We can restore in everywhere in the world. So this is what happened when we say we're restoring the data. So in a business area, we call it business continuity, backup and disaster recovery. So disaster recovery is to restore everything. So if let's say everything we have in OnPassive, OConnect, OMail, OTrim, OTracker, our name, username, so we back up all this information, and then the source code, all those products that we have, there's a code to make those products. So we copy everything. So they put in a place called backup. And then when anything happens, we need them, we use the restore system to restore the information that we kept somewhere. And then those information is also secure, because if we don't put a security in that information, anyone can go in there, or maybe someone like Collins or Bob, his IT person, he can go there, catch the information, and go and restore somewhere and then use it. But with the security system OnPassive put in place, no one can go in, and even if you go in, you get the information, you cannot restore anywhere else because of the security system that OnPassive has put in place. So this is make it more difficult for anyone else to get the information and go ahead. But because the company is for Mr. Ash, those people there, they can get those information and then they can go and restore anywhere else, or maybe in all the website, everything, all are safe, so they can use it to restore, and then we can get everything back the way it used to be. So since on the 24th June, where we left it, you will get exactly everything there. Nothing's lost. All the information is there. That's why Mr. Ash said we get everything 100%. So all the information that we have since the website, everything's done, all the website, all the product, username, our numbers of account we have, even in the wallet, how many money you have in your wallet, everything is copied. And then now we can restore this information, and then nothing is lost, everything is back. So we get everything 100% the way we left it, even with the minute, because if the system crashed yesterday on 24th, 2 o'clock, we can restore back to that time we left it. So we get everything intact. Nothing has lost. So we get everything back to the system. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, indeed, you answered the question, and thank you guys so much. And we are running out of time, but we are going to the close. We're not going to take too long. I know I want my old tech pro guys to be the one closing, and I thank God my brother Machi have put his hand up. Maybe he can just close the statement for us. Brother Madi.
I just want to say, whatever in the next few weeks when Ash comes out, he's going to give us marching orders, right? What we need to do. We need to pay attention and do what he says we need to do. And if we all do that, we'll get this train going like it should be. And we're going to move on to chapter 2. And I think, like I said, it's going to be a fun ride. So, but anything going on, if you hear it from somebody else, make sure you hear it from Ash Mufara. That's all. Just make sure you hear it from Ash Mufara, because who knows a lot of people adding stuff. The other day when Ash said in that meeting, one of the times that the Mufaras were the happiest is when people started getting paid. Somebody cut that one section out and made a video out of it saying, passive founders are getting paid now. Yeah, that's what we have going on. So, but when you see that, report it. Say it to somebody. But look, it's like it's from India. Go to Gershwender right away. Let him go after it. Okay, but that's what somebody did right away. Made a video, took it out of context. Hey, founders are getting paid. Is this true? No, that's not what he said. You only got one little bit of it. But I'm just saying that's what people do. So, we all know better. If you're plugged in, you'd know that's not true. Anyway, I think we need to be ready when he says, here's what we need to do. Let's do it and have some fun. We'll work together. Anyway, thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Madi. I think we're going to just use the opportunity of what our brother Maji just said to end the webinar here. And this has been a great, great Sunday and a great beginning of the week and beginning of the month also. And we want to use this opportunity to thank everybody that came in today to listen to us. And please do come again. We do this every Sunday at the same time. And we also have Shine the Line that our brother Madi do every day at 9 a.m. So please tune in. And if you know someone that has been hiding somewhere that have been in OnPassive or intended to come to OnPassive, bring them in. Let them come and express themselves. We want to know our family member. We want to know the people that we live in the house with. It's not only Brahmaji that does that. Our sister Julie Wen, she have had to have that. She does almost, I don't know, maybe it's a Monday or any day of the week. We all know her. She has been in the OnPassive as long as I am in. She started with, they were the one doing Julie and Marlo's show. We know them very well. Please contact them. And we have our sister Comfort. She's one of the iron lady that we all know in OnPassive. Wherever the stone is, she's going to lift it up and look what is under. She's very strong, powerful also. So please contact her. If you have something to say and you feel that you don't have a voice, go to her. She will tell you and she will redirect you. She's very good on that. Actually, she's my mentor. What I'm doing today, she made me doing this. So I'm going to give kudos to her and thank her for that. So we also have our brother, Red Referent. He does the chair. And we all know our highest man in the house was already sitting on that chair. Why not you? If you are in UK, ask to go and sit on that chair and know how, feel how it is. So contact our brother, Red Referent in UK, and you will be sitting on that chair and feel it. We also have, I think so many people, included I and my brother, Engineer Mike, let me cut him. We do clin d'oeil. In French, it means shine the light, clin d'oeil. So we put in an eye to the people that they are hiding out there. We do it in French. So if you are a French-speaking person and you feel like you don't have a voice, our platform is a place for you to be. Come in and we will enlighten you and let the world see you. And the family of Unpassive that we are, we will all see you. And we have our trivial that we do every night. Please, if you need fun time, if you just want to come and have fun, if you have something that you are not happy for, come to the trivial. And you will, by the end of the day, you will feel that you have a family and somebody to talk to. It's every night. On the Friday also, now is not Omino or the new name now is Let's Celebrate. Every Friday night we will be celebrating now. And don't forget that the 360 will come. We don't know if it's going to be on Thursday or on Wednesday. That will be always be posted. And all those channels are on the top 360. So if you are not available to come to any of those webinars, just check online the top 360 and any of the YouTube channel. You will not miss any of our edition while it's going on online. It was my pleasure to be your moderator today. My name is
You forget Andy. Andy's show also.
Andy the blueprint.
The blueprint.
The blueprint. How can
Marcian,
I forget my brother Andy?
Apologies, there will be no OP Digital Blueprint this Tuesday. I am away for a week. I'm on holiday.
Okay, our brother Andy.
Marcian, can I add something, please? I was gonna mention that tomorrow Bob Takusi is under the shining the light. So let's blast the chat. Also, Jeffrey Morlock has done the shine the light under the name Beautiful People.
Okay, beautiful people. Wow, that's good. You guys see our family is keeping growing and growing. So how can I forget my brother Andy? And he does this show with, who else do you know? The Manna from Heaven. So that is every Tuesday and every Thursday. And you just have to go to those channels, hook up on these people, information are out there about this company blooming everywhere. I'm telling you, if you want to be happy, just like I am, make yourself available to be in Unpassive. It's the only place that the joy will come in the morning, like we said. This is the place to be. And again, please tune in tomorrow morning, and it's Labor Day. Our brother, the only one you all know, we call it Uncle Bob. We call him Bibi. We call him the Bob of the Takusi. We call him every name that you can call, the old tech pro guy. Tomorrow, he's going to be on Shine the Line. Make yourself available to be there. It's going to be the hot one. It's going to be the best one. And guess what? Our brother Maddie and our friend Chris Johnson will be there also. So thank you guys all. Remember your why every day. If you remember your why every day, you will not miss a damn minute to be in Unpassive. Your why is very important because your why is what keeps you every day in here. Don't listen to anybody. Remember your why you joined this company in the first day, and let us keep move. Thank you and happy Sunday. See you next Sunday. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Love you, everybody.
See y'all.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Love
Everyone,
you.
thank you.
See you same time.